My name's Kelvin. My Chinese name is Chen Chuanxia. And you can look at my bio in the introduction section of the folder. And I will be a major speaker tomorrow. But this afternoon, I will serve as the moderator. I was sitting here since 8 o'clock till lunchtime. I learned a lot from this morning's conference. And in the afternoon, I'm about to be the chairperson. And before I resume my responsibility as a chairperson, I'd like to share with you what I've learned from this morning's conference. I'd like to talk about where future lies for the food and beverages industry. I think the answer lies in a changing business model that considers both internal and external resources. Because the three themes for this afternoon's discussion is about where future lies. Before I took part in FBIF forum, I read some data from some reports provided by third party. I was amazed by several pieces of data since 2000 to 2010. I was talking about the situation 5 years ago. At that time, the annualized growth rate was around 20% in the food and beverage sector 5 years ago. But 3 years ago, the growth rate declined to 13%. Last year represented the beginning of a cold winter. The food and beverage industry only grew by 3%, a single-digit growth rate. A slowing down of the growth rate made me think that about my own business. I was not directly involved with FMCG, but I could feel the pain that you might have if you are in this sector. I cannot talk about the possible causes of challenges that our industry players face. But I'd like to draw your attention to a series of questions that if we're able to find answers to these questions, we might find the direction towards which we should push to find a solution. Transformation, to me personally, represents a all-out change to our approach to business. And that is a major impact to everybody, from beginning with internal inside the organization to the market environment. Let's take R&D innovation as an example. Our old approach to R&D was predominantly internal. It was mainly organized internally. It was an in-house R&D, and from time to time we implemented cross-industry exchange or communication. But in the future, we need to adopt a new approach to R&D. In the future, let's say we have 10 million fans as our consumers or clients. We can leverage their creativity and their good ideas. That is to say, you no longer need to fund your own in-house R&D efforts. I know this is a provocative idea, and you might say no to this, but it's okay. That's exactly what my intention is. After my opening remark, colleagues from Tencent will talk about marketing to the younger generations and more and better social engagement approaches. Second, if you look inside our organization, our core challenge is how we have a better and reasonable internal decision-making process. If you look at a plant, you see it involves very sophisticated machines, and it has its own logic in decision-making. And that represents the causes of our past success. My company was incorporated in China, and we are very proud of our success in the past 10 years. But now, today, we're here addressing transformation. I think transformation begins from the top. It begins from the chairperson. You need to give up your old approach because the reasons that make you successful might no longer hold if you want to sustain your success in the coming years. So the second provocative idea I'd like to raise here is that transformation begins at the top. The chairperson, him or herself, should be determined to discard the old approaches. And chairpersons are not expected to trust their gut feelings in making major decisions. You should depend your decision-making on science and technology. To give you one example, I'm the manufacturer of a washing machine or a beverages product. The formula was developed in-house, but now we learned that the most popular flavor of biscuits are sweet biscuits or sweet cookies. If the Chinese consumers prefer something sweet, you need to further differentiate between the flavors of sweet cookies, chocolate-flavored cookies or vanilla-flavored cookies. Stephen said that you might easily have a line of extension, but your decision might prove to be wrong. Sometimes the line extension makes business sense, but sometimes it does not. You need to second ask yourself whether that is true. You cannot pursue whatever business efforts blindly. Let's say it makes sense to manufacture chocolate-flavored sweet cookies, then that's what you should do. But before having a good analysis, you cannot just make decisions without any support of science or market survey. Given the slowing down of China's economic growth rate, over the past 4 or 5 years, I focused on the digital aspect. But I think whatever decisions you make will have to be supported by data. And you talk about digitization, but is it supported by a reasonable or scientific system of KPIs? To give you one example, for food and beverages players, you all have a registered corporate WeChat account.
Let's assume you have 5 million followers. Then let's ask if they are all willing to pay for your products at your WeChat account or WeChat shop. Now, for those 5 million followers of your WeChat account, do they buy your products from WeChat shops or Tmall or JD.com? Are they really consumers to your products? You have to think about these questions. Now, that concludes my introduction. I would like to say a few words about the afternoon's agenda. We're going to have 3 main items in the agenda. The first agenda is going to be presented by an excellent speaker. Now, the first part, in fact, is an interview followed by a presentation. Now, I would like to say that the next guest wrote his first book at the age of 17. I had the honor of participating in the creation of a book around 3 years ago, and now I'm 37, so I admire Trevor Lai a lot. Next, for the next chief interview, the moderator is Mr. Trevor Lai, and his guest is Mr. Richard Lee. I think, if my memory serves me correctly, you grew up in Hong Kong, as I did. Now I would like to give the floor to the moderator, the guest, to talk about how can we succeed in marketing in a value-driven marketing era. Now I'd like to welcome onto the floor Trevor Lai and Richard Lee.